So, I am coming to you guys because I want to give you guys the behind the scenes rather, look at everything that I have to go through in order to get to France. So if you don't know me, I'm Dawn. I own an online baking business in Atlanta, Georgia called Delights by Dawn, and I specialize in alcohol-infused cakes, cupcakes, and other desserts. And I have decided that I am going to live one of my dreams, which is to go to France and to get a pastry certificate. I could do a diploma, but then that would be too long. I don't want to be in school that long. So the bug hit me last year when in 2019 I took baking classes in Paris for a week for my birthday because I wanted to learn how to make macarons, and it was magical. And I stated to myself that I wanted to go back and actually do a little bit more extensive learning. So during COVID, which was a time that I was working remotely for my day gig, and the business really did do well during COVID, it just, with everything that happened, it was a time of, introspection, a time for me to reflect. And I just decided that I wanted to go ahead and do what I wanted to do. And why should I wait? So I started the process. So I have already started the process of the visa. For me to be able to go to France right now because of COVID, still they are not accepting visitors, so you can't just go over there. Normally you can go over there for 90 days and you don't need a visa. And so that's not happening right now because of COVID. So the only way that I can get over there would be a student visa. And even with this student visa, I have to apply because it's the only way that I can get into France. And I'm looking to get 6 months because the first 3 months I will be in school. But I am actually looking to explore France for the remaining 3 months because I really think I could live there. So I want to show you guys behind the scenes, stateside, and of course I will absolutely be uploading videos. I will be doing live on my YouTube channel sometimes. I'll definitely be on my Instagram, Delights by Dawn, across the board. But I plan on documenting this to show you guys what it would take to go to France, either for school or, like me, I'm trying to be an expat. So, first things first, you got to get your visa. And you must do this online to start off with. So the place that you are actually going to apply for your visa is one of the places is the VFS Global. I did mine through the French consulate, but it still directs me here. Once you come here, you can just come here and do everything. You can apply for a visa. There's a center. There are all types of things. So everything you have to do is online. So if you did a visa, you apply for a visa. It asks you the type of visas that that you want, and it will tell you you would go to the France visa, which is what I did. Then you would also do your application. Then this is the point where I'm at right now, where I had to book an appointment. So once you've applied for your visa, you need to book an appointment to have my fingerprints and my photo taken at a visa application center. This is known as biometric information. So once I've booked my appointment, which I did, but I just want to show you guys the process. So when you go to booking an appointment, it'll send you to, this is where I actually did my application for my visa. It's in French right now, so I'm going to change it to English. And it'll tell you the different places that they have, and they're all in major cities. So do you need a visa? Start your visa, all that kind of stuff. I will honestly say it's not very user friendly. Sometimes you have to kind of, move around. Like right now, I don't see where it says to go ahead and where it's showing me where you can go to find out where the centers are. but I've been on it a couple times, so I know they have them in Los Angeles. I know they have them in Atlanta. So here it tells you visa application guidelines, short stay visa, long stay visa. That's the one that I'm doing because I'm doing more than 90 days. Coming to France, it tells you everything. You have tourism, you have professional purpose, you have student, which is what I am doing, and then you have family purposes. And then it even tells you what you do when you arrive in France. But I've done my application, so when I went to book my appointment, you do have to pay a fee for it. And when I went to book my particular appointment, I was trying, of course, to get it in Atlanta because it's right here down the street from me, literally down the street. I can probably walk to it. However, when I went to click on an appointment, it said the first or the earliest appointment would not be until April 1st. My program starts April 3rd. So then I looked. Whoa, okay, they have one in Miami, kind of sort of the hometown. I lived in West Palm Beach, so I go there often. Okay, I can drive to West Palm Beach, to Miami, and I can go ahead and make a little trip of it, go to the beach. They're not available until May. What the hell? I am now freaking out. What am I going to do? The next closest place to me was Washington, D.C. And of course, they had an appointment. I called the French consulate. They're really not helpful. They don't really try to guide you. They will tell you, refer to the website. They may answer a question, but they're really not helpful. I kind of wonder, are they being like that when you're an American because they don't want us to come there? I don't know. But they weren't very helpful. So I had to book my appointment for Washington, D.C. And when was it? In the next 7 days. I had no intentions on traveling in the next 7 days. So I had to book my appointment. It's $37.50 to book the appointment. So I now will probably drive because I don't feel comfortable flying domestically. Internationally, yes. Domestically, no. So I'm going to have to drive probably about 8.5 hours to get to DC to turn in an application and documents for them to then get the visa process going, which I don't know how long it's going to take, but I would rather start it in January. I would think that it wouldn't take no more than 2 months, hopefully, because that'll put me in March, and I really want to leave the ending of March. But yes, and so when you also apply for a visa, there are certain documents that you have to have. You have to have your passport. You have to have a picture. You have to bring the application, the original and copies signed by you. And you also have to bring proof that you got some money, that you are going to not be over there homeless and trying to bum some money from folks, I guess. But you have to show that you have the financial resources to support you while you're there for however long it is you're going to be there. France ain't playing. They don't want us, but I'm coming anyway. So I just want to show you guys, to let you guys know that it is not easy. I did speak to a lady that I met on social media that lives in France and has been living there for 3 years. I met her in one of the Facebook groups, and she said that they're also inclined that when you get there and you bring the documents and they'll ask you for a specific document, and then you'll be like, that wasn't a document that I was told I had to bring, and they'll be like, oh, well, gotta have it. So I'm going to be making several calls before I go, because since I have to drive all the way there, since they ain't got no time to be going up there, and then they're like, oh, well, you ain't got all the documents. And they want them in person. So it's not a way that I can see so far that I can do it online. I saw something earlier today. I'm going to check and see if that's possible. But looks like a sister going to have to be taking a road trip. But it'll be well worth it. But I will say that this process right now has been very frustrating. And I wanted to document it for anybody else who might be trying to go to France for longer than 90 days to know exactly what it is you got to do. Get your stuff in order, and get your stuff in order early. So I will post again when it is time for me to take my road trip up to Washington, D.C. and up to the center to turn in these documents so I can be on my merry way in March. Check you guys later. Au revoir.